Welcome to One-on-One with Colette Linden. I'm here today with Marchy Bruni, whom we all know very well. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate you taking the time to be here with us today.
Not a problem at all.
How was your summer?
Summer has been going well.
Yes.
The weather now is warming up,
Yes.
which is nice. We're in September, mind you, but everything is well. Thank you.
Well, and now that Labor Day is a thing of the past, school starts, but campaigning is starting. So, I do know that you see more signs, and obviously we had to wait for a certain date. So tell me, how have you launched or kicked off your campaign this year?
Well, my launch has been kind of quiet right now because the pamphlets, because the pandemic has been delayed for a week.
Right.
But I've started. We've started making phone calls. I have started walking the beat, as you say. So my campaign is going well. This weekend I have approximately 10 people helping me putting up my big signs on corners because we're allowed to do it after September 10th. So it's full force now.
Absolutely.
I like to wait until school starts to campaign. I'm not one that would start in August or July. So it's good. It's my fourth time running, so more relaxed, and hopefully things go well. And if they don't, well, that's fine too.
Well, you put your name in. You want to make some change, so no one can look down on that whatsoever. So tell me, you're talking about schools starting again. Big thing for me is voter engagement, and not. Yes, we know that typically there are a certain demographic that will vote, and there are several ways to vote, which we will be informing this too. But tell me. Engaging the younger voters, is that something that you feel is important, and why, and how do we do that?
Oh, absolutely. It's very, very important that the younger generation gets out to vote, voice their concerns. The city has really been pushing it. Social media is very, very important now to get the word out. As we know, as I have two children that are involved in social media in the sense that they're always on their cell phones. And so I think it's very key that we reach out to our younger voters. In the past, you can see our voter turnout has been down, and we're hoping that the voter turnout will improve with all the added material that the City Hall has been putting out there for.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are you running on this year? You've spent some time in City Hall. You've made some changes. First of all, why don't you highlight a few of your, how you feel if you made a change, you made a difference, not just for your ward, but for the city itself?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to start with my ward. I think I've made a change in the last 12 years that I continue to respond to my constituents. The phone calls, the emails, visit the constituents, as many as possible. I think I've been working hard to keep our taxes as low as possible. I think that's very, very important. I think our roads, I don't know if other councillors do it, but I always put in a wish list every year to get part roads repaired. We still got many more roads to be repaired. West End Community Center, I voted for it. I think it's very, very important. We received approximately $18 million from the provincial federal government, so that was important. I voted against the bus terminal. I voted against the plaza, and I voted against the mill market. And I want to explain why I voted against it. I am for this, but I am against the money that it's costing us. The plaza was approximately 40% over budget. From the original presentation that city staff provided us. So I think we could have reduced it. I don't think we need a artificial ice surface there. We could have saved ourselves approximately $1.5 million. So that's important. I think the bus terminal, we want to rejuvenate Queen Street. We're moving the bus terminal further west. I think if we can keep it in the same location,
Yes.
could help out the riders, can help out Queen Street in the downtown area. And the Mill Market, I was actually there on Saturday.
Yes.
But I go pretty well every week if possible.
Yeah.
I talk to the vendors. The vendors are pleased with the location. Basically, what they're not pleased with is probably the parking facility, because
Yes.
they would like to have it graded. Moving it to the new location, I think we're going to have parking issues.
Absolutely.
And if seniors have to walk half a mile or 3/4 of a mile from their parking place,
yes.
I think you might discourage them. So, so that's what's going on. I sit on social services, DSAB.
Yep.
I think we've done major improvements in the low-income housing. We need to do a lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
But signs are good. Social services has really stepped up to the plate. They've been applying for funding. They did the complex on Second Line West, which was very, very important. And future plans is to hopefully expand that area to probably, provide more one-bedroom apartments. So, those are some of the good things that are going on in Sault Ste. Marie.
So tell me now, I know we accommodated with moving the Mill Market. It was accommodating an additional 5 vendors. So roughly you're looking at $1 million over price.
Yes.
From the original budget or the original quote.
Yeah.
And then passing it before next council sat in. So there was a few. I know Matthew Shoemaker was another councillor who
and those opposed. 5 vendors are C-can. It would be the C-cans that they're going to be providing for the area. So really, the facility has not grown that they can take on more vendors. But Matthew was one that voted against it, and I think Matthew Scott was the other one.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So to me, I was at that meeting, and I thought, for 5 additional vendors. Now I know the infrastructure and its current location is failing, and there's no doubt about it, and it has survived the last 10 years, I believe.
Exactly.
So, why not reappropriate the funds into a current existence or the current infrastructure which houses or supports the parking.
And I believe at a lower cost. I believe.
Yes, I know that there was talk of a kitchen, which they've pulled back on, and a few other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about a project that you're most proud of in your last term. And first of all, has it come to fruition, or has this passed to the next 4 years, the next council?
Well, the project that I've been working on a regular basis is our flooding issues that's occurring in the People's Road, Hillside.
Yes.
We have a risk assessment going on right now, very complex. Because of the pandemic, it has slowed down, but I'm hoping by the end of the year this can be rectified in a certain area. And also further down by Bruce Street area, there's been a lot of flooding, so we're having this risk assessment being done by a consultant, and it's exciting news in one way, but probably when it does come back to us, it's going to be a very hefty cost. But when you see residents getting flooded, not once, not twice, but sometimes 3 times since 2013, our infrastructure is very weak, and we need to kind of rectify this, that these residents that are having a hard time getting insurance for their homes, to rectify this problem, to correct it, and to make the residents at ease that when we do get 30, 40 millimeters of rain, there's no thought of flooding going to occur. So that's a big project that, and it's been kind of quiet, but I know Rick Nero that's not putting his name forward as a councillor.
Yeah.
Rick and I have been working on that, so that's a big one. Obviously, the West End Community Center is a big one. I voted in favor of it because of the funding was available. We need a twin pad. Women's hockey is booming right now.
Yes.
Ringette is doing well, and our boys hockey is still strong.
Oh, absolutely.
And why are teams going out of the city to rent ice and stuff? Meekin was past its age.
It's quite cool.
I remember coaching in that arena.
Yeah.
But so that's good news.
Yes.
One thing I did support and I did push is the walking track. I think that was very important to have the walking track there. So that will be in place. So hopefully, that building will be opened shortly or soon anyways.
Well, I do know, and as a hockey mama, and yay, it's starting again, but we had a lot of practices in Echo Bay. And, it is costly. Gas prices were, at that time, close to $2 a liter. And, to be quite honest, I made the decision to not take him to those Sunday afternoon practices because we just couldn't. So I do see that side of it as well.
Good.
Now, what about Sault Ste. We do have to end today. I'm sorry, I could talk to you for quite some time.
Thank you, Colette.
Again, first of all, congratulations on your candidacy as well. Tell me about something do you feel like Sault Ste. Marie is on the right path, the right direction? Do we have your last council to come up with some ideas to modernize, to utilize our beautiful waterfront?
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of people, tourism is a great revenue generator.
Absolutely. Tourism is required in our city. For our hotels, motels, for all our restaurants. The Agawa train tour, very, very important for our city. I've always continued promoting Sault Ste. Marie by working with our stakeholders, and one of our key stakeholders is our very own community development enterprise. That's within our city, and when you break that down, you have community services, local immigration partnership, you have planning and enterprise, future Sault Ste. Marie, economic development, tourism. Just this past weekend, we had baseball teams here in the city, and our under-9s won the championship. And these teams came from Toronto, Hamilton, etc., down from Southern Ontario. So we are advertising more. We are going out there trying to bring people back to Sault Ste. Marie. Our tour boats are coming back slowly, which is good, and that really helps out our hotels. It helps out our restaurants definitely, and all our specialty shops that we have on Queen Street. So, I'm hoping after this 3 years pandemic, 2.5 years, that we're taking a turn to the better, and hopefully our city starts to move forward.
Well, no doubt it's not just Sault Ste. Marie, but everywhere has suffered the domino effect of the pandemic, clearly. And most of those have been small businesses.
Yes.
So we really do need to focus and help them, and I'm not suggesting the government didn't try, but I just feel like there needs to be more support for the downtown, or for the small business owners here.
No, absolutely. The specialty stores, the small businesses need our support. I know during the pandemic I did order food out to support.
Yes.
I have a brother that's in a meat business. And you can see how it got hit a little bit. And more people order online. Which is a pro and sometimes a con because of it. But as long as they buy locally, it's very, very important. And hopefully our restaurants and our small stores, merchandising stores, starts seeing a peak that the business elevates. And
a lot of companies, such as us, who know for full transparency, we rely on advertising dollars. and when you don't have a store open, who you're advertising for, So, it's going to take money to spend money to make money.
Exactly.
And hopefully that the new city council sitting there will recognize that. But I do want to
Absolutely.
congratulate you for all your work you've done for this, Sue. And again, not just for your ward, for the city, and then lobbying to our other levels of government for financial support.
Thank you very much, Colette, for having me. Much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem. Well, good luck, and we'll be following your campaign.
Thank you again.
Thank you. That's all for today for One-on-One with Colette Linden. We'll be back tomorrow.